America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. We got a great show for you tonight. A lot of different things to talk about. So please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the show. We'll be reading the comments at the end of the show today. We have comments from yesterday and the day before. I did a reaction yesterday, so I didn't end up reading the comments at the end of it. We got a great show for you tonight. I do want to talk about what's going on over in Israel. We had JD Vance and Marco Rubio go over there. And while they were there, something pretty weird happened, Bibi Netanyahu loves to say that Donald Trump is the best friend that Israel's ever had in the White House. He gloats about their relationship all over the world. So why is it that when Donald Trump gets this peace plan put together, he gets dozens of countries in on this peace plan, all the Muslim countries agree to it, he inevitably gets Israel to agree to it, and Donald Trump publicly says we will not allow Israel to annex the West Bank and Gaza? Why is it that after all that, while J.D. Vance is in Israel, the Knesset, which is essentially Israel's Congress, holds a vote to see if they should annex the Gaza Strip, completely disrespecting Trump? Just a huge middle finger to the United States, everything that Trump worked for, to the peace plan itself. So I want to talk about that today a bit. I'll show a video of J.D. Vance reacting to it. And then I want to talk about Ehud Barak too. Ehud Barak is the former prime minister of Israel. And in Virginia Roberts' new book, so Virginia Roberts was the girl who was sadly raped by Jeffrey Epstein and other world leaders that Jeffrey Epstein was accomplices with. This girl said she wouldn't kill herself and then inevitably killed herself. We all know what that means, though. They got to her first. But she wrote a book before she passed away to be released after this happened. She had she really thought she was going to get killed, and she wanted to do everything she could to protect herself in case that happened. So after they killed her, or after she killed herself, let's say that, because we have to say allegedly so we don't get sued, she releases this book, or her family releases this book. And in the book, it says that a prime minister was beating the shit out of her, making her beg for her life after raping her, after beating her. And this prime minister is allegedly Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel. So we're going to talk about that today. I want to talk about the U.S. debt. I also want to talk about this sports gambling controversy. Normally we wouldn't talk about something so small, but it seems like it's actually growing. It seems like the NBA has been rigged for a bit, that there have been players in the NBA throwing lines, throwing games for prop bets for the mafia. So we're going to talk about that today as well. We got a lot of different things to talk about, so again, please remember to like and smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the show. Make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube, and if you're listening on Spotify, rate the show 5 stars. It is greatly appreciated. But I do want to get right into the show today. I want to bring you guys over to our screen because I want to show you this video of J.D. Vance reacting to what happened in Israel. Like I said, J.D. Vance went over to Israel to oversee that the peace plan was actually happening. This is the United States' way of putting a little bit of pressure on Israel. Israel has a tendency to break every single peace deal they've ever been a part of. They didn't want the peace deal to happen. They wanted to fully annex the Gaza Strip. That has been their plan all along, the Greater Israel Project. They want to own that land. They want to make it Israel. They don't want Gaza. They don't want Palestine. They don't want any of them there. So I'm going to show you guys this video because while J.D. Vance was there, they completely just said, fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, J.D. Vance. Fuck the United States. We don't care that you give us $3.8 billion. We don't care that you guys finance all of our wars. We don't care that you give us weapons. We don't care that you are helping us with American soldiers in our area. We are still going to hold a vote to see if we should just go annex the Gaza Strip. And then when J.D. Vance gets asked about it, they downplay what it actually was. They say, oh, it's political theater. Bitch, are you fucking kidding? Political theater? It's the most retarded fucking excuse I've ever heard. So what would happen if the vote went in their favor? Would it still be political theater? The vote ended up no, that they wouldn't annex the Gaza Strip. But if the vote ended up yes, would they still say it's political theater? Or would we be stopping them from doing that right now? Would Donald Trump be on the phone with Israel right now trying to get them to stop? Because Donald Trump went around saying, I deserve the peace prize. I deserve the peace prize. I brought peace to the Middle East. But is there really peace in the Middle East? Israel's already broken the ceasefire multiple times, upwards of 50 to 80 times is being reported. They dropped over 150 pounds of bombs onto the Gaza Strip. And they did this after 2 IDF soldiers unintentionally killed themselves, and they blamed it on Hamas, saying Hamas fired an RPG. But no, that's not actually what happened. We're going to bring you guys over to this video, though. We're going to watch it together. This is of J.D. Vance this morning reacting to the vote from the Israel Knesset.
When I asked about it, somebody told me that it was a political stunt, that it had no practical significance. It was purely symbolic. I mean, look, if it was a political stunt, it was a very stupid political stunt, and I personally take some insult to it. The West Bank...
I feel like I'm hearing double audio right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Give me one moment to figure this out. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I think I figured it out. I had a weird setting on, and I was hearing double audio. I'm sure you guys were too. But we're back. We're going to get right back into this. I'm going to start the video back over again. Sorry about that double audio there.
When I asked about it, somebody told me that it was a political stunt, that it had no practical significance. It was purely symbolic. I mean, look, if it was a political stunt, it was a very stupid political stunt, and I personally take some insult to it. The West Bank is not going to be annexed by Israel. The policy of the Trump administration is that the West Bank will not be annexed by Israel. That will continue to be our policy. And if people want to take symbolic votes, they can do that. But we certainly weren't happy about it.
When they say they want to fully annex the Gaza Strip, what they want to do is ethnically cleanse Gaza. They want to move them all to some other country. They want to make it Israel. The literal definition of ethnic cleansing. And I'm very glad that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are taking a hard stance against this. It is important that finally they lay down the line with Israel and say, nope, you can't go this far. You have gone so fucking far. You have pushed us to the limits. We're not going to allow you to commit a genocide and ethnically cleanse these Palestinians. That's not going to happen. So I'm very glad they're taking the stance, but do you guys see how fucking offensive it is? Like, even J.D. Vance, one of the biggest supporters of Israel, J.D. Vance is even saying he took offense to it. It is crazy that we finance them to the tune of an average of $3.8 billion a year. We bend over backwards for them at every corner, and yet they still do everything they can to try and undermine us. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, all the people in Trump's cabinet worked hard to get this deal done, working with all the different countries, all the different Muslim countries, with Israel, for them to just hold this vote to go directly against Donald Trump's orders, when Donald Trump just weeks ago said, we will not allow them to annex the West Bank. And they are also in the middle of this supposed ceasefire. How are you going to go annex the West Bank when you're in a ceasefire? You would have to break the ceasefire again. So Israel right now is being very open about the fact that they don't give a shit what we say. They don't care what we have to say. They're going to do what they want. They wanted to hold this vote, and they said, no, it's just a symbolic gesture. Are you fucking a symbolic gesture to defy your greatest ally? Fuck you. These people are not our allies. It can't be any more clear that Israel is not our allies. And if it's not clear in this moment to you, by the next 20 minutes through this episode, it should be very fucking clear. When I show videos, I'm not going to show videos. When I show an article and I show a clip from the book that shows Prime Minister Ehud Barak being accused of beating and raping a woman, the former Prime Minister of Israel, how do you still support that country? How do you support anything they're doing? Because right now, not only are they undermining the President of the United States in front of the entire world, they did it by breaking the ceasefire. They did it by holding this vote, even when our vice president is over in their country. But they are financing pedophiles. Their former prime minister was involved. They attacked one of our ships. They knew about 9/11. I mean, there's so many corrupt things about Israel. When they don't like what you say about them in the media, guess what they do? They just buy the media. Israel is one of the most corrupt states, one of the most corrupt countries in the entire world, and we need to do what we can to have a full separation with them. I don't want us to give them support. I don't want us to be allies with them. I don't want us to help them militarily. I don't want us to help them in any way, because they don't help us. Everything they do for us hurts us. It It is very hard to make a strong argument for why Israel is a good ally to the United States. And every major Zionist is like, oh, what about the information they give us? What about the intelligence they give us? The intelligence they give us? What about when Bibi Netanyahu came over to America and said that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction and we need to go over there? Was that intelligence good? What about when the Mossad agents were laughing, high-fiving, and smiling after 9/11 happened and they said they knew about it? Did they give us that intelligence? Did that help us? It doesn't seem like their intelligence does shit but hurt us. So, I just don't think Israel's our ally. Not that that's a crazy statement to make. I say stuff like that all the time. But for new viewers on the show who still are like in between about the subject of Israel, it should be very clear to you that this is a country who is trying to undermine us, trying to own us, trying to invade us, trying to conquer us, essentially. They want to own our government. They want to own our media. They fund the pedophiles so they can get blackmail information on the highest ranking officials in the world. They are a corrupt state. I want to go on, though. I want to show you guys this right here. Before we get into the Ehud Barak stuff, I want to show you guys this because we talked about, or yesterday I did a reaction stream to Nicholas Fuentes' video where he talked about the man who was arrested in Texas for sending threatening tweets, and he was extradited to Florida. He was sending threatening tweets to Laura Loomer, I think Josh Hammer. I'm not exactly sure of all the others, but he was sending threatening tweets, which that's never okay. Again, I denounce violence on this show all the time. I make it very clear that violence is never the answer. And they are going to do everything they can to prosecute that man to the fullest extent. They are also going to look heavily at the 5 people this person was following, including Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and some other accounts that question the Israel lobby. And I'm curious if they're going to do the same thing with this individual here, but I really don't think it's going to happen. Because this morning, Morgan Ariel tweeted out, I woke up to a series of disturbing DMs this morning from Aaron Levitsky, the Israeli-American Jew who is now saying that he is going to kill me and piss on my grave. Yesterday, he said he was going to hunt me down like a dog. When random anonymous accounts make threats towards Jews, they get extradited to Florida and charged. When Jewish men threaten to murder me, a Christian woman and mother, the Zionists are very silent, and that's very true. You don't hear any of the Zionists talking about this. Me, as somebody who they call an anti-Semite, but I'm just someone who opposes the Israel lobby and I oppose organized Jewry in America, I don't think that makes me an anti-Semite by definition, but feel free to call me whatever you want. But we have no problem denouncing the violence and saying that guy should not have been tweeting shit like this. That guy should not be violent, that we should not have people acting and saying violent things. But when they threaten us, when they send a girl multiple DMs like this, nobody gives a shit. And I'm going to read them out in a minute. Let me just finish reading this right here. She goes, these people are evil. Please pray for my safety and report this demon. He needs to be deported back to Tel Aviv. This guy needs to just be given the death sentence, probably. He goes, where you live in America, why are you demonizing Jews? There will be deadly consequences. Stop this dangerous anti-Semitic propaganda. I'm seriously warning you. There will be deadly punishment. I promise to God. You boil my blood. You boiling my blood. Morgan, you boiling my blood right now. Stop Nazi propaganda, bitch. I will dedicate my life to fuck all of you piece of shit anti-Semites. You must pay a heavy price for hate against Jews. I will piss on your grave, anti-Semite. That's the DMs that this woman woke up to. And there's no public outrage from Mark Levin, from Laura Loomer, from Josh Hammer, from the usual suspects in the Israel lobby, or at least in the Israel media lobby in America. Not Bill Ackman, not Larry Ellison, not David Ellison, not Barry Weiss. None of them seem to give a shit about this. You know, when Jews want to threaten Christians, nobody cares. But you even threaten the hair on a Jew's head, straight to the fucking gulag for you. You're dead, bitch. You're going to get extradited to Florida for the death penalty. And again, I don't condone the violence. I don't condone the man who was in Florida saying all these or who was in Texas saying these terrible things. I think that person should be arrested. I don't think anybody should be speaking violently, especially post Charlie Kirk. We need to be very careful with our words. We need to treat everything very delicately because there are crazy people out there. And it just seems they only give a shit when it's one side. They don't give a shit when it's the other. And then we're going to go back here. I want to show you guys. She said I reported Aaron Levitsky to the FBI. I would be lying if I said I had much hope that they'll do anything, but please, Kash Patel, FBI, Elon Musk, look into this individual. And you see how none of those people even responded here. None of those people seem to actually give a shit about that. And then, yeah, these are the 4 accounts that person was following. So yesterday, you had them demonize, and over the last few days, you've had Josh Hammer, you have had Mark Levin, you have had Laura Loomer demonizing all the people. There was 5 different accounts that one person was following who got extradited. The person who was tweeting things that he wanted to kill the Jewish media personalities. They were making a massive deal about it. And again, I don't blame them. If people are really threatening your life, you have the ability to make it. It's almost your obligation to let it be known. And but the problem I have with it is they made it seem like it was Candace Owens' fault, that it was Tucker Carlson's fault, that it was these people in the media's fault for radicalizing them. And they picked those people specifically because that person only followed 5 accounts, and those were the major accounts in the people they were following. So I'm curious, the person who was tweeting this, Aaron Levitsky, the accounts he's following, only 4 of them, is the Prime Minister of Israel, the IDF, the CIA, and Klaus Schwab. So if we're going to hold the same logic in both ways, are we going to say that these accounts are the ones that radicalized him? Are we now going to punish the IDF, the Prime Minister of Israel? Are we going to punish the CIA and that schmuck Klaus Schwab? Because right now it seems like they have a huge double standard. They do not want to punish Jewish people. They do not want to punish Jewish power. They do not want to punish anybody in the Zionist lobby, but they have no problem punishing people outside of it. They have no problem demonizing Tucker, demonizing Candace, but they'll never do it in this case. You won't see a single one of those people who were tweeting out about how Candace Owens radicalized this person to want to kill Laura Loomer to say, oh, maybe the IDF and the Prime Minister of Israel and Laura Loomer and Josh, like all these people radicalized this person to want to kill this woman. This Christian white mom in America is being threatened. Her life is being threatened. Her kids are being threatened. They say, I want to piss on your grave. You're boiling my blood. Where do you live? These are scary DMs to be getting as a woman. Scary DMs to be getting as anybody, but it seems they have this huge double standard. They don't really give a shit about holding one side accountable, but they love to hold the other side accountable. And a reason you don't see it in the media is because what we've talked about a lot on this show is who owns the media. Israel, and the Israel lobby specifically, is making a massive move through the United States to purchase the remaining media companies that they do not have influence in, that they do not own. They purchased Paramount, CBS, Rupert Murdoch at Fox. They have connections through MSNBC and CNN. They didn't own TikTok. The Chinese lobby did. But now the Israel lobby does. Larry and David Ellison purchased it through Oracle. So right now they're systematically purchasing all our media. So it's not a surprise that we have this double standard in the media because they own it. They literally own the channels of communication that we speak through. And it seems like they might have some new influence at X, because I don't know what's going on, but my algorithm is literally just all Zionist propaganda and bullshit. That's all my algorithm has been filled with. But yeah, so this is another tweet from the person. You'll be hunted down like a dog the day I see you. And then someone said, you hunt dogs, you could possibly be of Abraham's seed. And then he goes, I hunt Nazi anti-Semites that their soul will regret. This person gets a free pass because they're Jewish, essentially. Maybe they will get arrested, but the media will never make them into what they actually are. The media will literally paint Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson as these people who radicalized this young man to want to go kill Laura Loomer and Josh Hammer, but they will never paint it the same way when it comes to this guy's following list. His following list of only 4 people. He could have very easily been radicalized by these propaganda accounts the same way they're arguing that. I think it's one of the most ridiculous things, the double standard that's held when it comes to Jews and non-Jews within the media in America. And this is something that you guys all have to look out for. And then here, we're going to look at his bio. This is his page right here. She goes, Aaron Levitsky, an Israeli-American Jew and sniper from Tel Aviv and New York, is threatening to hunt me down and kill me. Yesterday, Zionists were condemning the man who threatened Laura Loomer, Seth Dillon, and others, but have nothing to say when the death threats are from a Jew. Where are all the posts condemning this Jewish man, Aaron Levitsky, for violent death threats against me? Or does he get a pass from you all because he is Jewish? Yeah, it seems he does get a pass. This man needs to be looked into immediately. And then this is his bio. It goes, Israeli-American Jewish sculptor, sniper, working on something greater than myself. This person is a violent threat to our society. This person needs to not only be deported, but jailed forever with the key thrown away and incinerated. I mean, this person does not deserve to see the light of day. I denounce violence every time in the show. I do not give a shit what side it comes from. We cannot act violently. We have to be smarter than that. We have to be calmer than that. It is imperative to the success of America first, of America, of everything we're trying to accomplish, that we do so peacefully and not violently. Because these type of threats are so destructive to society. And again, after seeing Charlie Kirk get a bullet to the neck because he's a Christian man, we need to take these things as seriously as ever. It is time to drop every ounce of bullshit we ever had, and we need to take these things very seriously. So I'm going to pray for this woman. I want everyone to pray for Morgan Ariel because her life is being threatened, and it's being threatened by a Jewish radical terrorist. And they'll never call him that. You won't hear Josh Hammer even talk about this. You won't hear Laura Loomer even talk about this. You won't hear Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee even talk about this, but this person is a Jewish terrorist within America. It literally says in his bio, Tel Aviv, New York City. Maybe they're a dual citizen. Most likely. There are a lot of them in this country, and I don't think that should be allowed either. But yeah, these are the double standards in the media right now. If you're a white Christian man, Again, I don't think anyone should threaten anyone with violence, but if you're a white Christian man and you do it, your life will be ruined. You'll be sent to jail, extradited to Florida for the death penalty. But if you're a Jewish man, nobody will pay attention or give a shit. You'll just get a complete pass from the media because you're Jewish. Maybe the FBI will do something, but I promise this. If this person was arrested, if this person inevitably does get arrested for these threats, they will never talk about it. Laura Loomer will never talk about it. Seth Dillon will never talk about it. And Josh Hammer will never even speak about it. They won't even acknowledge this person's existence. I am going to go on. I want to show you guys some of the stuff I was talking about earlier. This is a clip from Ella Maulding where she talks about Ehud Barak beating the shit out of and raping Virginia Giuffre, Virginia Roberts, whatever you like to call her. She was the girl who said she wouldn't kill herself and then killed herself, is what they're saying, but we all know she didn't actually kill herself. We all know who killed her. We're going to watch this real quick.
A recent memoir written by known Jeffrey Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre has revealed that while she was trafficked in the Epstein pedophile ring at 15 years old, she was repeatedly beaten and raped by former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. Her memoir is titled Nobody's Girls: Surviving Abuse and Fighting for Justice, and she explains in graphic detail the sexual assaults and beatings by Ehud Barak, including the way he got off to her pain and made her beg for her life as he strangled her, which, by the way, is one of the most dangerous acts, as strangling is the strongest indicator that someone is going to kill you. She also described the bleeding from her mouth and her private parts after this incident. After the attacks, she begged Jeffrey Epstein to step in, but he told her it was just part of the job. Her memoir revealed that she thought she was going to die a sex slave at the hands of Epstein and his circle. Violent attacks like this occur every day in America, but what is so pathologically sickening about this specific incident is that it is being completely covered up by both the media and the Justice Department, who refuses to act on behalf of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak was one of the most powerful world leaders, and we have repeatedly learned about his close ties to Jeffrey Epstein through email leaks and photos. So how in the world are they still protecting him? The Epstein files are still redacted, and no one is facing charges for the trafficking of 250 plus underage girls, as declassified by Attorney General Pam Bondi in February. Justice for these victims is far more important than protecting powerful billionaires and politicians. Virginia Giuffre was able to escape the pedophile ring after this incident, but it's been reported that this past April, she took her own life by suicide. She began her book off with the quote, "If we see cruelty or wrong that we have the power to stop and do nothing, we make ourselves sharers in the guilt." Did Virginia actually take her own life, or was she just suicided the same way every other person with damning evidence against powerful people is? We know that in the Jewish holy book, the Talmud, it says that it's okay for a Jew to rape a non-Jew as long as he kills her to protect the Jew's reputation. I don't care who you are, if you protect these aggressors, you are as guilty as them. Every person stalling the release of the Epstein files is complicit in the abuse and injustice of innocent people.
Isn't it crazy it says that in the Talmud? In the Talmud, it says it's okay for them to rape a non-Jew as long as they kill them to protect the Jew's reputation. What a great religion, guys. What a great religion. Why do we hate these people? I don't get it. I don't understand why we hate these people. That seems like such a wholesome group of people, right? You know, you're going to rape this girl and make sure your reputation doesn't get touched, so you got to kill her. You got to kill her. Like, what fucking deranged assholes are you? Like, this shit's crazy. How do we allow a single Israeli immigrant to even come in this country? How do we allow a single, like, Orthodox Jew who actually reads and supports the Talmud how do we say they assimilate into American culture? If that's part of their religion, if that's part of their holy book, how do we allow that? Because that doesn't assimilate into American culture. That assimilates into the Middle East rape culture that they have over there, where 61% of Israeli men say they don't view rape as long as they know the person. It's so fucked up. I think she gave a pretty good take on it. What happened to Virginia Giuffre and all the little girls who got raped by Jeffrey Epstein and his cronies is despicable. We have to condemn it. And we need to demand action from the president to actually release these Epstein files. We know Trump won't, so we need Congress to. We need them to actually get this information out there, because you have the former prime minister of Israel beating the shit out of this girl to the very end of her life, raping her to the point where she has blood coming out of, again, I'm not going to be very descriptive, but you guys understand. And he's just allowed to walk around this earth. He's allowed to just walk free. Israel's supposed to be one of our greatest allies. How, when the former head of that nation was doing this, how are we not condemning this nation? How, when they attack the United States, are we not condemning this nation? How, when they lobby and rape our politicians, are we not condemning their behavior? We are owned by them. Our country has been invaded. We are owned by a much smaller nation, and it should be very clear to you guys that this is happening. I mean, the former prime minister literally was involved in the Jeffrey Epstein rape ring. Jeffrey Epstein was financed by Mossad. His girlfriend was Mossad. His girlfriend's dad was Mossad as well. They held a vote to essentially just give a fuck you to Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and everybody who worked on this peace deal. They attacked one of our ships. They knew about 9/11. They have done so many fucking corrupt things. I'm going to move on here. I want to show you guys another video. This is of Marjorie Taylor Greene on Tucker Carlson's podcast. If you guys didn't watch this, I urge you guys to all go watch it. I'm back and forth on my feelings on Tucker. I really do like him. I don't like some of the lies he tells. It makes some of the truthful things he says seem less credible. But we got to get him to just admit some of these lies outright, like the stuff he said about his dad mainly. But we're going to show this video really quick.
This isn't about Jewish people. This is about the government of Israel. This is about their military. And this is about them demanding, nonstop demanding, America, pay attention to Israel, do what Israel wants, fight Israel's wars, and pay for them. And if you don't, then we're going to come after anyone and everyone that gets in the way of that. And if you're wondering why people are talking about primarying me, well, it's because I don't take any money from AIPAC. I've called for AIPAC to be registered under FARA. I've introduced amendments to defund all of our American tax dollars from going to Israel every single year, billions and billions of dollars every single year. But I've also done that for a slew of other countries. It's not just Israel. It's a whole bunch of other countries, Egypt, Ukraine, you name it. I'm just like, enough of the foreign aid. But if you're willing to step out and you're actually to say, hey, we're not MIGA, we're MAGA. And there's a major difference there. Then there is a group of people that come at you with everything they have. And that's what they're doing. They've got bots attached to my account that load my comment sections with ridiculous lies. They've got paid social media influencers that literally get paid by Israel or by Israel aligned donors to attack me constantly every single day. But let me tell you something, Tucker. People are too smart nowadays, and that's what's great. People have had it, and I think they learned a lot of lessons through COVID. They learned how to see through the lies and read through the propaganda. And there may be this like little flurry of attack on me that exists on X, but out in the real world, that's not what I feel, and those are not the comments that I get.
Marjorie Taylor Greene gave a pretty good take on this. APEC needs to be stopped. They need to register under FARA. And we know that they're trying to find, ways to get money to politicians without doing it directly now because of all the criticism they're getting in the media. 10 years ago, most people didn't even know what APEC was. Now, literally everyone and their mother knows what APEC is. And what she says in this tweet, I didn't run for Congress to fight for Israel. I ran to fight for the American people. And why is that not the mindset of every fucking politician we elect? Why are we electing politicians who want to fight for a foreign nation instead of fight for Americans? Americans are struggling. Gen Z is struggling. Millennials are struggling. Gen Alpha will be struggling. We are generations who were left behind, and we were left behind through a lot of reasons. We had the housing crisis, we had COVID, we have the Israel lobby constantly fucking us. Our national debt, we'll talk about that in a second, just hit $38 trillion yesterday, and it's only going up by the second. They're not doing anything to fix it. We have been completely left behind. We're priced out of the housing market. Credit card debt's at all-time highs. Student loan debt's at all-time highs. We need to have people in our government fighting for us. So I urge everyone when they go for the midterms, only vote for people who don't take money from the Israel lobby. Only vote for people who truly have your best interests in mind. We're going to go on here. I want to show a tweet from Ian Carroll. So first we're going to go to this Laura Loomer tweet, and then this is something I do as well. I've done this a lot on this show where it's you just take the word Islam or Muslims out of her tweets and replace it with Jews and see, would that still fly? I don't know. If you tweeted this and you took out Islam and you just put, Jewish people in it like Ian Carroll did, and he just sent that tweet with no other context, immediately he would get flooded with DMs and responses calling him an anti-Semite, a piece of shit. Aaron Levitsky would probably be trying to fucking kill him. But she goes, I really am enjoying watching more and more people every day come to hate Islam as much as I do. Eventually, we will reach a point where the GOP can't ignore this anymore because people's anger will keep them home in 2026, 2028 unless the GOP cracks down on Islam. That's what needs to happen. I'm committed to it. And then Ian Carroll comes in. He goes, I really am enjoying watching more and more people every day come to hate Jews as much as I do. Eventually, we will reach a point where the GOP can't ignore this anymore because people's anger will keep them home in 2026, 2028, unless the GOP cracks down on the Jews. That's what needs to happen. I'm committed to it. See how that sounds when you flip it? And then, Laura Loomer will never respond to that because a thing in America happened where it's like, again, I don't like Muslims. I have no problem speaking out negatively against Muslims, but a thing happened where it's like, you can now openly just criticize the shit out of Muslims, and not just criticize them. You could say, I don't want them in my fucking country, which that's great. But the reason you can do that is because the Jewish lobby systematically bought up all our media. And they've made it that way. They've started that narrative. But if you were to reframe any of these things as, oh, I don't want the Jewish lobby doing this. I don't want Jews in America doing this. I don't like that Jews in America are doing this way, or that they, raped this fucking kid, or I don't like that their former prime minister was beating a girl to death. You're suddenly the biggest anti-Semite. According to Benjamin Netanyahu, you're the second coming of Hitler if you say shit like that. It's the craziest shit ever that the hypocrisy from the people in the media, from the Zionists, from the Jewish lobby in America. The hypocrisy is off the charts. I do want to go on. I want to show you guys this. I saw this and I briefly said it a few minutes ago, but how fucking crazy is this? The U.S. national debt reaches new all-time high, $38 trillion. And then here, we're gonna, this is the national debt right here. Wow. Look at that. It's just, look how fast it's going up. Look how fast it's going up. $38 trillion of debt. Does it seem like our government gives a shit about the American people? Why are we still sending so much money overseas? Why are we spending so much money on bullshit when we're $38 trillion in debt? Donald Trump is saying, oh, tariffs are going to wipe out like $30 trillion of this debt. Okay, let's see action and not talk. I'm sick of Donald Trump saying something and then nothing fucking happens. I want results. I want to see this number go down. If this number is not down by the end of Donald Trump's term, there is no obligation from anybody to trust a right-wing candidate who is going to say that we're going to get the debt down, because it is very clear it's not a priority for them. They literally added to the debt ceiling with the One Big Beautiful bill, and there are parts of the bill I do support, but there are other parts that just do not help the American people. They help the 1%. They help the Israel lobby. They help the people in government who want to rape us, who are stealing our fucking money while we are bleeding here every day. We are drowning in America. And again, I don't like say this just like trying to like hype it up and talk. Like, I'm in this with you guys. I'm a young kid who doesn't even have health insurance. Like, I broke my arm over the summer, and I broke it on the, like, it must have been an act of God, because I did it on the last day that I had my health insurance. And then I didn't even get to see a doctor for the rest of it because I didn't have health insurance. I'm with you guys in this fully. I'm someone who realizes that the job market is shit, so I have to create my own jobs and my own wealth because I realize how shitty the job market is. I'm someone who realizes how fucking terrible it is to try and buy car insurance premiums. To, like, I've watched my car insurance go from like $300 to $700. My car payments go up. I've watched all these things. I've seen people around me drowning in credit card debt, I'm drowning in student loan debt. And I don't do shit with my degree. I'm with you guys on all this. I'm not just like, I don't want people to think that I'm just like hyping all this up to try and enrage the Americans and try and, you know, like play, like, no, I'm in this with you guys. We are on a team together. It is America right now who needs to come together. It is the strong America First patriots, the young men in this country who feel disaffected, who feel left behind, who feel left out, who feel like they've gotten fucked and screwed by the government at every turn. And the government, when they have a chance to help us, just says, let's just send more money to Israel instead. You know, it looks like Gen Z could really use some help. It looks like millennials have been struggling for a while, but no, fuck them. Let's put them to the side. Let's go help Ehud, Barak, and Bibi Netanyahu, the people who are allegedly guilty of raping this girl, beating this girl to death, committing a genocide, wanting to commit ethnic cleansing, lied to us about weapons of mass destruction, knew that the USS Liberty purposefully attacked Americans and killed Americans. I'm in this with you guys, and I'm in this for the long haul. I could have 0 viewers on this show, I could get demonetized, everything could fucking happen, and I would still be here sitting at this fucking desk, reporting the news every fucking day, talking about my opinions on the subject, because I will not stop. I will be relentless until we get our way, until America First policies actually happen, until people like me who are left behind in this country are actually taken care of, because our ancestors built this fucking land. My ancestors came over from Italy and they built the greatest cities in America. They helped build the streets in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles, only for mass migration to fuck those places up and make them unlivable. I am somebody who, again, went to college. I was told, go get a major in this for everything in that major to become obsolete by fucking AI. I'm somebody who can't afford fucking health insurance. I'm with you guys on all this. I am the disaffected young white man. We are the disaffected young sons of the West who need to stand up, who need to use our voices, our power of voting, we need to use our IQ. We need to use our brains to get into the political positions, get into the donor class, get into the positions of power in this country that run fucking politics. Because it's not just the elected officials, as we see all the time. It is the donor class. It is the lobbyists, the bureaucrats. It is the people in the Pentagon. It is the people in the DHS. We need to be in those positions. If you guys are out there and you're like, how could I help? How could I get involved? Get a position in the Pentagon. Get a position in DHS. Get a position in ICE. Get a position on your local school board. Get a position as your state rep. Become part of the donor class if you don't want to work in any of that. Become a lawyer. Become any of these powerful positions, these wealthy positions in America where we can actually take over. where we can take over peacefully, where we can actually run this country the way we see fit, and we can revive it. Our ancestors will be so fucking proud of us when not only are we running this country, but we are proclaiming the name of Jesus Christ as we do it. We are saying that Jesus Christ is our King, Jesus Christ is our Lord, and we are going to make Christ happy. We are going to make our ancestors happy. We are going to make this an American national society, a Christian national society that puts Americans over everything else. Because right now, as you see, this number is not stopping. It is not going down. We are being fucked every fucking second, every millisecond. I mean, do you see how fast this number is going up right here? Every fucking millisecond, we are being fucked. And it's time it stops. It is time we use our voices, we use our power to overcome this. It is time we take this country back. I'm going to move on here. I want to show you guys a couple more clips I have ready for you guys. This is some clips of Tucker Carlson. Again, I always talk about my positions on Tucker Carlson. I'm back and forth on him on certain things. But this was fucking... I don't know, this was a little weird reaction, in my opinion, you know, like, I think the way this kid brought up Tucker's dad, it was very out of context, you know, maybe there was something said before off video that we didn't see. Seemed very out of context, but still, for Tucker to react this way, it's really odd to me, so we're going to watch this quick clip real quick.
So, I kind of just don't see a lot of change between... you know, the Biden administration and now the Trump one in foreign policy. You know, we're still giving a shit ton of money to, like, Israel and Ukraine. Nothing is happening. You know, the war's not stopped. He promised it'd be done in a day, and it's, I don't know, how many months? 8 months or something like that. It's a long time. Your dad was in the CIA, and I was wondering, does our government even want war to stop? Do they want conflicts to end? It seems like we have a difference of interests where we're getting told one thing and the other is happening. And I feel like there's not enough communication between different sects of government. And I really think the deep state's controlling everything and we have no control.
Well, let me start at, you know, obviously you probably sense that I agree with a lot of that. Obviously leave my father out of it. I'm going to have to kick your ass, which I could do, by the way, if you bring him up again, because he was a wonderful man, whatever, you know, he did for a living. So I really do.
I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'll beat the fuck out of you. Like, what is that reaction? Like, I'll come down there and kick your ass. Like, I could, by the way. Like, this is a college kid. Chill. You're a grown-ass man. Sure, he said something out of context, but it wasn't something untrue. Your dad did work in the CIA, and why is that such an insult to you? Unless you are guilty of something, which he is, which is lying about that very fact. Nick Fuentes exposed the shit out of that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, either tune into one of Nick's old streams about Tucker, or I did a reaction to it as well. But yeah, Tucker was caught lying about that, and now Tucker's like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. I'm gonna beat the shit out. No, I mean, he's not that bad. But you guys get what I'm saying. It's like, what the fuck is that reaction? And there's one more Tucker clip I wanted to show you. This one I kind of like a little more. Like, again, I'm 50-50 on this one still, but like, he was good about when this guy took the Lord's name in vain. I'll say that part. Like, that was great, but it's like, the first part of it's really retarded.
I don't understand it because it makes no sense. Like, you're worth $50 million.
I'm not worth $50 million.
30 to 50.
Get off the fucking internet.
Where he's like, get off the fucking internet. I'm not worth 50. Okay, Tucker, what are you worth? 25, 30, 35 million? What fucking difference does it make? You're the 1%.
Son, don't stop believing that stuff.
Oh.
$50 million?
Go back to cable news.
Sorry.
No, but I'm just... Look,
okay, you're too annoying. So I like the last chick who like disagreed with me, and then we could have like a normal conversation.
All right.
But you're like telling me you're worth $50 million. What? Stop.
Okay, you got real defensive there. I just threw out a number that's like a lot of money. Jesus Christ, calm down.
Don't use that phrase.
You're worth.
We're done.
Well, look.
Just.
See, that's good. That part I like. The kid takes the Lord's name in vain, and Tucker's like, fuck that. We're not having this conversation anymore. That I can respect. I understand that. That is an amazing move. But for Tucker to like be so offended when he's like, you're worth $50 million, okay, but your net worth is more than $20 million. We know he was getting paid, I think it was like $20 million a year in the past from Fox. So if his net worth isn't that high, it's like, how fiscally fucking irresponsible are you? But yeah, I don't know. These are the things where it's like, Tucker, like, what the fuck? Like, he gets embarrassed or self-conscious or whatever it is about certain subjects, and he just refuses to talk about them. But he is one of the biggest names in the media right now, and he's someone that a lot of people are turning to after Charlie Kirk's passing. A lot of Charlie Kirk's viewers kind of split up where they go. A lot went to Candace, a lot went to Tucker, a lot went to Nick, a lot watch all three. But for Tucker to just refuse to answer basic questions is kind of scary. But I do respect that when the kid took the Lord's name in vain, that Tucker ended the conversation there. That's not a bad thing at all. I am going to go on, though. Do want to show you guys this clip. I do want to get into this sports gambling thing. And this is I love talking about sports. I'm a huge sports guy. I know a lot of people in the political space aren't, but I love sports. I've always loved sports. And I'm someone who grew up as an NBA fan, huge NFL fan. The NBA kind of sucks now, though. I mean, the NBA really has lost its touch. I mean, it's very fucking obvious. If anyone saw the celebration after last year's championship, it was retarded. It was nothing. But we now have it confirmed, and this is something we knew would happen, knew was happening, that NBA players were throwing games, throwing stat lines, faking injuries to sell or for bets. They were doing it, their teammates were betting on it, they were betting on it, their friends were betting on it. The mafia was involved as well. And multiple people got arrested, over 30 arrests today from the FBI. So this is a win for the FBI. Finally, Kash Patel does something right in his fucking tenure as head of the FBI. He's fucked almost every case up. But let's see if he can get this one right. This was a pretty good clip. It's 4 minutes. I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing, but we'll watch some of it here.
Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges.
Those are 4 out of the 5 major New York crime families, if you guys don't know as well. The La Cosa Nostra, the Italian mafia, used to run New York. And they still have a lot of influence, although it's a lot different now in this modern society, especially with cameras everywhere. Mafia works very differently than how they used to. I'm someone who's always been very interested in how the mob operated. I've done a lot of research on their history. Very crazy. Ian Carroll does a great breakdown on the Jewish mafia as well. I'm more informed on the Italian mafia. But yeah, this is something that has been a problem. And Michael Franchese, who was he's a podcaster. He was a former mafia boss turned, I don't know if you want to say informant, kind of, but now he's a podcaster. He goes around the country talking about the negatives of the mafia. And he would talk about how they used to basically get a college quarterback. They would get him into some gambling debt with them. And then they'd say, hey, you want to pay off your debt? Here's a good way. You're going to throw under this amount of yards in this game. I don't give a fuck what you have to do to make it happen, but you're gonna do it. And we're gonna all bet under this line. And they would all get rich off of it. So they would essentially get dirt on a player, whether it was through a sex crime, they would get dirt on them through them owing them debt, whatever it is. But they would own this player, and then they would use that as leverage to get them to throw a game, or if not throw a game line. There are prop bets all over, especially in Vegas. You can make almost any bet for anything. But yeah, this has been a problem for a very long time. I hope they crack down on college sports in the NFL next, because we know it's fucking happening. It's everywhere. Ever since sports gambling has been more normalized, the mafia has been more active than ever in sports. And it's very clear. There are some fucking crazy calls that you're just like, there's no way this wasn't someone on the payroll. It would be statistically impossible for a referee to be this fucking retarded or a player to be this bad. And like, let's see, watch this clip. This is Terry Rozier. This is a guy I used to like too. He was on my team back in the day. He was my guy. Not my guy, but you know, he was a player I liked to watch. And then, look, like, how can you even like defend some of the shit? Like, he just pretends like he lost the ball there. Watch this. He throws a little, like, the worst bounce pass. He's already running back as he throws the pass because he knows he's throwing a turnover. He doesn't even play defense. Another bullshit turnover. And then one of the things he's really being tried to. Do I have a video of it? Yeah, according to the FBI, this was the game where Terry Rozier allegedly profited over $200,000 by purposefully leaving the game with an injury. That's also something they could do. They could tell someone, bet all my unders on the stat lines, and I'll just leave in the first quarter saying I tweaked my ankle. You know, what's going to stop them from doing that if we don't hold people accountable? We need to lock these people away, because if professional sports are rigged, what's the fucking point anymore? I mean, it is... Do we even have anything nice in America? Can we have nice things anymore? Or are we just fucked? Is everything owned? You know, our government's owned by Israel. Our sports are owned by the mafia. Like, what's fucking next? I do want to go on. I want to show you guys this. We're going to get into our back half of the show before we get into our comments. But this is another topic I want to talk about when it comes to illegal immigration and driving. I talk about this topic kind of often, because it seems to be a bigger problem now than it ever has been. Joe Biden let in, what was it, 12 to 20 million illegal immigrants into this country. And then he also changed the regulations for getting a CDL, and a lot of people who don't speak English are on the road driving. Very dangerous. But this person was an illegal immigrant in our country. They were drunk while they were driving, and watch what happened here on this screen on the right. This is them driving a semi-truck. They killed all those people. Husbands, wives, children are all dead because an illegal immigrant was driving on our road, couldn't read English, and he was drunk. This piece of shit who should have never been in our country in the fucking first place, should have never been allowed across our borders, was driving a truck, drunk, and killed all these people. They need to hold these people accountable to the highest extent. I never want this person to see daylight again. Throw them in jail and lock the key away. Maybe give them the death sentence, whatever you have to do. But if you're going to give the death sentence, if you're going to punish this person who is threatening Josh Hammer and Seth Dillon and Laura Loomer, if you're going to punish that person to the fullest extent, you should be punishing this person who actually fucking killed people to an even higher extent. This person never should see daylight another day in his life. Doesn't deserve the same oxygen we breathe. Should never have been allowed in our country in the first place. When you import the entire third world into your nation, you become a third world country. And that's what we're becoming right in front of our very eyes. And there was another one. Again, this guy didn't kill anybody, luckily, but he will inevitably if this shit keeps happening. But this is a truck driver driving on the wrong fucking side of the road. A truck driver driving on the wrong side of the road on the freeway, and he gets yelled at by another truck driver. Thankfully, this guy called him out, but it's probably still not going to fix anything.
You have got to be kidding me. I mean, what the are... Dude, what... What are you doing? I'm going that way. Right here. But
if you can't understand the other guy, it's because he barely fucking speaks English and doesn't really speak. He speaks broken fucking English. Someone who shouldn't be driving in general. Someone who doesn't even have a CDL who is just driving a truck.
It's not working. Then I'll go down the side. Let me ask you a question, man. Okay. You are going the wrong way down the freeway. You are committing a felony right now.
Okay, what I'm doing, sir?
Well, one, why the fuck going the wrong way down the freeway?
That's all right. I'm doing it, man. Sorry, sir.
Well, no, I'm just asking because
I'm so sorry, but when is the fault? I go that side, then that's now.
yeah, turn around when you have a clear spot.
Okay.
Don't even move your truck. Turn your hazard lights on for one.
Okay.
Turn your hazard lights on now. Your hazard lights, your blinkers. Your blinkers, turn your hazard lights on. They're on, okay.
It's crazy. Again, more people could have died driving the wrong side on the fucking freeway because he's too stupid to understand English. This person who should have never been allowed in our country in the first place. We need to stop all illegal immigration, which Donald Trump has kind of done, but we need to deport the ones who are here. Not doing a great job about that. They need to get way more deportations. And we need to stop allowing legal immigrants in temporarily, at least temporarily, because we cannot have these constant issues in our country where we have our lives threatened because people refuse to assimilate to our culture. The only immigrants I'm happy about is the ones Donald Trump talked about, the high IQ white European ones who will speak English, who will assimilate into American culture. Like, that's something we could celebrate. We're pro-immigration when it comes to those people. But when it comes to these fucking retards who refuse to learn our language, get the fuck out of my country. Today, I don't want you here. Nobody here wants you here, except for the politicians who are using you like fucking pawns. We're going to go on, though. Let me close out a couple tabs I got here. Let's close out what we got. I got so many fucking tabs open. Makes it easier to click on them when they're a little smaller. Let's see. All right, here we go. So this is another illegal immigrant thing. And again, this doesn't have to do with America, but this is something that I thought was important because if we continue down the path we're on, this will become America. But a Swedish court ruled that an African migrant who raped a 16-year-old will not be deported because the rape didn't last long enough. Because the guy came too quickly, they're not going to deport him. So the 18-year-old African was sentenced to only 3 years in prison for brutally raping a kid. A African immigrant came and raped a 16-year-old white girl. And because he came too fast, because he couldn't contain himself in multiple ways when it came to the rape and how long it took him to finish, he won't be deported. So you're telling me if this guy had more stamina, he would be deported? That's the line, is how much stamina does someone have sexually? Are you fucking kidding me? That's where we're at in society, where that's the fucking line now? Are you fucking kidding? How about the fact that he raped a fucking kid? How about that? How about let's just give him the death sentence? And I know this isn't America, this is Sweden, but what the fuck is going on? This is where we'll be at in America, because these same fucking shitty African immigrants are coming to our country. They are raping our women. It's happening. One FBI statistic, people might shit on me for this, but this is a true FBI statistic, so people can't get mad at. That's one thing I love the line, you can't get mad at facts. You can't get offended at facts. And this is a fact. If you look up FBI data in America on how many white men rape black women, it's next to zero. It's as near zero as you can get. They don't even have a statistic on it because of it. But they rape the shit out of ours. The immigrants who pour into this nation rape the shit out of Americans and don't care. They do not give a fuck. The joke I was going to make, though, and I didn't want to make the joke because I pissed off talking about rape, but I was going to say that nobody wants to rape them because they're all fat and ugly and annoying. But that's not a good joke in hindsight. I don't know. That's what I was thinking, though, in my head. But yeah, it's true. Nobody does. Who wants to touch that? Ugh. Like, even most black men start to date white women. And again, like, I'm someone who wants my kids to look like me, so I'm only going to date white women. And we need more white babies in this nation. We are a dying breed, and we need to keep repopulating. So I want more people to have more white babies. But yeah, there's a reason people don't want to procreate with black women. I mean, there is a reason, guys. Let's go on, though. This is another thing. This is another reason not to allow more immigrants into our country. This is a video of India at their post-Diwali festival, whatever the fuck that is, of them throwing elephant shit at each other. This is what they do. They throw shit at each other, and they want to come into our country. No, we don't want you here. We do, for many reasons, but for this reason alone is enough for me to be like, get the fuck away. And honestly, like, we should sanction them for that. We should punish them. Like, we should threaten them with no, I'm kidding. We shouldn't do that. But we should fully invade and just take them off. No, we shouldn't. But like, you're throwing shit at each other. You're animals. You're like, monkeys at a zoo throw shit at each other. But so do Indians in India. This is a disgusting video, by the way.
I'm sinking. I'm gonna die today. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. Spare me. No good.
I'm not gonna watch it. It's so fucking gross. But you guys see it. This country is currently the #1 source of immigration to Canada, Australia, and the UK, and #3 for the United States. And they are a country that literally throws shit at each other for fun. Like, and I'm not saying like shit like dirt and riot. Like, no, I mean literal shit, literal poop. They are throwing that at each other. And they want to come into our country. No. Stay the fuck over there. How about that? It's fucking disgusting. I don't want these people in my nation. I'm so sick and tired of feeling like we're being replaced in our own nation. This is something really sad I want to talk about. Like, remember when Kanye had that song that I'm not allowed to name because I'll get my account banned? But Kanye had that song that are retitled Hallelujah, where he starts like, they try to take my kids from me, then they took my bank account. I got so much anger in me. You guys know what I'm talking. If you're a Ye fan, you know what I'm talking about. But this is his daughter, a 12-year-old. This is what Kim Kardashian is doing to this girl. People the other day were like, did you take it too far on Kim Kardashian when you say she was fucking the kids up and when you said, and when she was ripping Kanye apart? No, I didn't take it far enough. Are you like, look, this is a 12-year-old girl. If this was an 18-year-old, I'd still be like, what the fuck? But this is a 12-year-old girl. She looks demonic. She looks freaky. And if she just had her dad around, a normal father, if she had Ye around to actually, like, if Kim didn't do everything possible to remove Ye from their lives, this girl would have a healthy life. But no, she has a demonic mother, a slut porn star, not even porn star, a porn actress mother. It'd be offensive to the stars to call her a star. And not that I want to, care about their fucking feelings. They're all worthless whores as well, who I could give a shit about. But we gotta insult Kim where we can. Kim's a demonic slut. Kim's a cunt. I shouldn't be saying that word, but Kim's a cunt. I don't give a shit. I'll say it today. Kim's a fucking cunt. Kim's a disgusting trap. And look what she's doing to Northwest. This is so sad. This is a video from Ye from years ago speaking about how Kim and how the media is using his family against him.
Got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not, there's no such thing as 50-50 custody in society today. That's not even, it always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying? Hey.
Yeah, we're on your side, buddy. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for your kids because Kim is fucking their lives up. Like, when I was 12, I was running around with my friends. I had a normal fucking haircut. I was losing teeth. This girl has in grills, a bull ring, these demonic blue dreads, either fake or real face tats, fake-ass eyelashes, too much like, What the fuck is this? This is scary to look at. And the fact that this is a 12-year-old girl, this is the demonic shit that happens in LA. This is the demonic shit that happens in the Kardashian household. We need to save these children. God's children are not for sale. God's children are not to be used and abused like this. And this is child abuse. And the fact that, you know, Call Her Daddy gives Kim Kardashian an interview, and it's like this puff piece where they're literally ripping Ye apart as if he's the devil, and Kim is the, you know, the savior to the children. Bitch, you're ruining the kids' lives. Look at how your children look. Is this normal to you? Is this fucking normal to you? No, this is not what a 12-year-old is supposed to look like. This is not what anyone's supposed to look like. Fuck you, Kim Kardashian, you fucking cunt. Again, I shouldn't be using that, but whatever. It's got to be said today. We're going to show this video. This is, again, what we're up against right now. Right now in this country, we have people want to say that the left isn't violent, that the left doesn't want to see you dead. But we saw millions of them stand up and celebrate on social media, Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck. And now you have shit like this, where a pink-haired individual yells, "Fuck you, Nazis," and warns Turning Point USA students to watch your neck while walking past their tent set up at the University of Arizona. That's fucking disgusting. We're going to watch this video, guys, real quick.
Hey, Nazis, can you set up somewhere where I can avoid you easily?
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day.
Nah, fuck you, Nazi. Watch your neck.
Thanks.
They want us dead, and when we are, they'll celebrate. They will celebrate when we're dead. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're up against in this country, is people who will celebrate when we die. We cannot let the left win. We cannot allow it. And again, we're going to do it peacefully. We're going to do it through political action, but we will never allow the left to win because they want us dead. They all want us dead. And here's another, again, they cut out the part where he actually teaches it, which is good for this. But in the full video that was on TikTok that now got removed, this leftist is giving a demo on how to make explosives for other leftists to overthrow the dictatorship of Donald Trump. Like, it's fucking crazy. They want us dead, burning alive.
Hi, I'm Bentley, and this is how to survive your first dictatorship. Today, we're going to be talking about tiki torch fuel. Tiki torch fuel is incredibly important for surviving any dictatorship. We're going to be making gel and liquid tiki torch fuel today. So this tiki torch.
Yeah. This is, like, again, I'm glad they cut it out when they reposted this because that shit's so fucking demonic. We only have a couple more things I want to show you guys before we get on into our comments. Again, I appreciate everyone who's still watching this point. Please like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, rate the show 5 stars. We're going to read the comments at the end of the day. But this is a video of Jasmine Crockett saying, just because someone committed a crime doesn't mean they're a criminal. Jasmine Crockett's a delusional dumb bitch. She single-handedly lowers the IQ of Black America by a lot.
I understood what was kind of pushing them there. And so I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal. That is completely different. Being a criminal is more so about your mindset. Committing a crime can come for a lot of different reasons. I understood.
No, you're a criminal if you commit a crime. That is the literal definition, you retarded slut. Like, maybe she's not a slut, but she's just a dumb bitch. She's so stupid. She's so fucking painfully stupid. It's insane. We're going to go on, though. We got a couple more things I want to show you, and these are just some things I saw that, I don't know. I'm hoping I'm allowed to show these on here, but these are just some videos of pedophiles getting the shit beaten out of them. And again, I don't urge anybody to do this. This is illegal. But after hearing what happened to Ehud, you know, with Ehud, Barak and all that, it's kind of just nice to see some people taking this into their own hands. But again, none of my viewers do this. No one do this. I will denounce you if you act violently. We are not violent people. We will not act violently. We're going to watch this video really quick of this pedophile getting the shit smacked out of him in a store. Alright, we're gonna watch it right now.
Said maybe.
That's not affirmative or disavowed.
You keep fucking pointing that finger at me, child predator, and you're gonna get your shit ringed. Now, maybe isn't a good answer to try to pick up little boys, is it? Is maybe a good answer? We got a child predator trying to take off here. Child predator going down. Child predator and Cohees trying to pick up little kids.
Get his ass.
This man's trying to pick up a little boy on the internet.
Get fucked.
He's a child predator in Cohoes, New York. Trying to pick up. You said.
It's nice to see some again, nobody do this. When I couldn't be more serious. Nobody do this. I'm showing this just because I enjoy watching this stuff and I wanted to have a fun time. I knew I had a show today where I'd get a little pissed off here and there. We're going to talk about some dark subjects. What a better way to lighten the mood than showing some people who really deserve it getting fucked up.
Ow! Ow! I didn't do anything! I didn't do anything! Ow! Ow! God damn it!
That's gotta hurt so fucking bad. He's getting lit up with a paintball gun at point blank range. Don't try and meet a fucking kid. Do not. And this is one of my favorite ones. This is the last one we have.
Fucking touch me. Predator. Don't touch me. Fucking touch me.
Here
Predator.
comes the boom! Get fucked.
Don't touch me.
One more time.
Fucking touch me. Predator. Boom! Don't touch me.
With a pumpkin.
Predator.
Vigilante justice. Vigilante justice. Again, none of my viewers better be vigilantes. Again, I do not support this. But I will say, if anybody on my show has any knowledge on the subject or wants to help me in a predator catching show, I would love to do it and I would love to start it. We won't be acting violently, though. We'll be making them sign waivers. We'll be, putting them up against fighters, whatever animals we legally can make them fight. Animals that would beat the shit out of them, not the other way around, obviously. But we will be doing everything legally if I could figure that out. If not, I won't do it. But I want to get involved in hunting these guys down and getting them arrested. And that's another thing. The legality of getting them arrested after you're the one who catches them and not the police. It's a weird fucking line, especially where I'm at in Florida. They're always really weird about that. Ryan Montgomery has a lot of issues with that. He's really big in that space. But I'm going to figure out how to do it legally because that's what's important. We got to do these things legally. But if anyone wants to assist me on how to do this legally, or if anyone has any advice or experience in this, let me know. I would love to do it. We're going to go to our last thing before we go to our comments. It's nothing that important. This is something I've talked about on this show. But female spies are waging sex warfare to steal Silicon Valley secrets. And yeah, this is something that happens. If you're in government, if you're a billionaire, if you're in a, competitive industry, if you're under a 6 or 7 and a 10 is trying to fuck you, is trying to date you, she's a honeypot. She's not a real, she doesn't really fucking like you, dude. People need to realize this shit that people here, let's see. Where's let me pull this up really quick. Sorry about this. Give me 1 second. This again, this girl's not the most attractive in the world, but Kash Patel's a soft 4. Kash Patel's ugly as shit. This is a Mossad honeypot, allegedly. I have to say allegedly because she's now suing people who call her that. She is a Mossad honeypot, though. Allegedly a Mossad honeypot. But yeah, that's all the things we have for today. I just wanted to, again, for anyone working in government who thinks oh, this really hot girl likes me. No, she doesn't. She just wants your secrets. She just wants your secrets, bro. We're going to go on, though. We're going to go on to our comments. We talked about the Vance Rubio going to Israel. We talked about how Israel pretty much gave the middle finger to Donald Trump. We talked about Ehud Barak and his guilt with the Jeffrey Epstein case. We talked about the debt. We talked about the sports gambling. We also talked about illegal aliens within the United States. It's been a good show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, rate the show 5 stars, whatever you got to do, guys. I'm going to get to our comments, though. Let's see. First comment, someone said, no idea why this guy keeps popping up, whether it's on Rumble or Spotify. I never watch him, but he keeps playing. Dude is the last person I want to watch. He doesn't have any critical thinking or level of intelligence. Dude, you're a retard. Go fuck yourself. If you had anything important to say or if you had anything worth listening to, you would start a show yourself. Shut the fuck up, you retard. And you also have like a Muslim-ass foreign name. Get the fuck out of my country. How about that? How about you leave? I doubt you're even American with that name. That is, I've never met anyone in America with that foreign sounding of a name. A Kamayu Canelia. Like, go fuck yourself, you fucking pussy. Second comment we got, someone goes, Nick going #1 on Spotify before they took him down says it all. Yep, they wouldn't have took him down if they didn't feel he was a threat. And why Nick is a threat is because a lot of people are able to say it's the Jews, it's Israel. Not a lot of people are able to point the finger very specifically at people and say it's this person, this person, this person, they're financed by this person. Myron said something similar to that, and that's Nick's power. Nick is so fucking smart, and he could talk circles around these people because they're all dumber than him. I appreciate you commenting, appreciate you tuning in. Someone said, we will never back down. Yeah, we will never back down, but we will also never act violent. We will engage in politics, and we will become the donor class, and we will take this country back. I appreciate you tuning in. You've been a listener for a while. Thank you. Someone said, good morning. Oh, this is the woman who calls me handsome in the thing. She goes, good morning. Another great listen, James. Thank you very much. You are now my favorite guy on here. I love how you talk and what you talk about. You have such a great attitude and personality for this. Keep up the good work. You've got my support from Oklahoma. Also, ever watch Trailer Park Boys? Yeah, I mean, who hasn't seen Trailer Park Boys? That's just... I'm not like the biggest fan. I do like some of it, but I'm not like the biggest fan of some of those Canadian shows, but... It's not a bad show. It's not the worst. I've seen way worse. I fucking like Letterkenny and shit like that. It's all retarded. But I appreciate your support. Appreciate you being a fan now. Thank you for always tuning in. When you say I have such a great attitude, I don't feel like I have the best attitude sometimes. I feel like sometimes I get annoyed with some of the like not all of them, but some of them. I feel like I like literally the other day I was pissed off the whole time doing my episode because I was talking about white people getting systematically fucked and killed in this country. But I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate your response there. Let's see. Someone said, hey, James, love the new background. I have my confirmation on Wednesday next week. Really excited to take this next step. Also, crazy thing happened. I'm in Australia listening, and I saw another guy on the train listening to your show as he got up before I could say hi. But this really shows, man. Your show is reaching far and wide. Keep up the good work. Praise God. Yeah, first of all, praise God. That's amazing you're having your confirmation. Let's go. Let's go. Another child closer to Christ. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to pray for you in your confirmation. I'm going to pray. That's awesome. I still have my picture from my confirmation day as one of my backgrounds on my phone. I love it. That's amazing. But the second thing you said fucking blew my mind right there. Holy shit. Like, I remember, like, just 4 months ago, I barely had anybody watching the show until I hit the algorithm in the right way. So it's really cool that, like, literally, you're sitting on a train in another country and someone else is watching. Let's fucking go, baby. America Unfiltered is international, bitch. International Unfiltered now. Let's fucking go. We are going to do everything we can to keep pushing forward. Full fucking speed ahead. Let's go, baby. That just amped me the fuck up. Let's go. I'm going to celebrate to that tonight. That actually just got me stoked. Let's go. Someone said, why are you talking? Shut the fuck up. And it's a woman. You shut the fuck up, bitch. Go fold your husband's laundry. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a man. Literally, how about repeal the 19th? Shut up, bitch. Appreciate you watching, though. Thanks for the engagement, sweetheart. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, shut the fuck up, dumb bitch. Someone said, Candace announced on her last video she'll be on vacation for the next 10 days. I must have missed that. I appreciate you informing me on that. I just thought Candace just went for, I thought she was just gone for something. I don't know. That's good to know, though. Thank you. Someone said, James, I am beyond proud of you, young player. Your intelligence, energy, and bravery fill me with pride and hope for our future. I have befriended a young 23-year-old conservative who is much like you. I'm trying to get him in contact with others his age, with your kind of energy. Is there a way to do that? I just wish I could do more for him, but don't know where to go. Keep doing what you are doing. I appreciate you supporting, appreciate all the kind words. You want to get him in contact with more people like-minded, like young conservatives? Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. I mean, Again, I don't support every single thing about like Turning Point USA and Young Republicans, obviously with the Politico chat. But there are a lot of very base guys, you know, like a lot of the Turning Point USA chapter runners are very base people and secret groypers. So like that's a great place to start if they're that young, you know, they can get into stuff like that if they're at the college age. If they're a little older than college, you know, the political atmosphere on X is great. There's a lot of great communities to join on X, a lot of great spaces. You know, start with a couple posts and work your way up. Also, just go to the Catholic Church. You know, most of your Catholic Church young folks are going to be fairly based. And, you know, there's a lot of different programs within the Catholic Church, service programs within your community where you're not only doing community service, but you can meet people who want to accomplish the same thing. They're not all just going to be young people. You're going to have some old people, some boomers, whatever the fuck. But those are great places to start. If you're looking for more, like if you're asking something else than what I said, let me know. But I think that's what you're looking for. But I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all the comment. Again, these are some nice, like, you guys are hyping me up with these comments today. What's up? Well, what happened? Everyone's been super nice to me today. Not that people usually aren't, but it's besides that one bitch, like, why are you talking? Shut up. You shut up, bitch. Everyone else has been super stoked. Let's go. I'm glad people are liking the show. I try and put my best effort into this. Even on the slow days, I try and just go. Someone says, you talking about God all the time makes your show unbearable. Okay, no one's forcing you to watch. Then fucking tune out. Like, fuck you. You're going to hell. How about that? You're going to hell. If you're not a Catholic, if you don't accept Christ, and if you get mad when people talk about him, you're going to hell. Shut the fuck up. Just don't watch then. Like, fuck off. Nobody, like, you got multiple dislikes on your comment. Yeah, you suck. You're an idiot. Fuck you. No, not fuck you. That's a little mean. But, like, shut up. Like, stop. Like, this is a show where we proclaim that Christ is King. Christ is our Lord. He died for our sins. So yeah, fuck you. We're going to move on, though, to our next comment. Someone said, if you think your dollar is dick right now, come to Canada. We got mass amounts of East Indians. Yeah, nope. Cops that tell us to leave our keys at the front doors for the criminals. We even have 50-year-old trans dude high school shop teachers with huge fake tits. 60% taxed, high interest. Convinced yet? Yeah. So I might just move to Canada tonight. Dude, like, Canada's a third world nation. Come to America. Get saved. Again, we're not far behind you when it comes to the fucking Jeets and the crazy shit going on in high schools, but yeah, it's a fucked up tax rate. If a cop ever said to me, leave your keys at your front door instead of someone breaks in, I would tell them that I sleep with an AR-15 at the side of my bed. Like, ready to fucking rock. If someone breaks into my house, you broke into the wrong house, buddy. You picked the wrong house to break into, because I value my life, and I have a dog, and you don't think I'm going to protect her? You don't think I'm going to protect my daughter? My daughter, Delta? That's my baby. I'm going to protect my dog with my life. It's like, I would literally go John Wick on you if you threaten my dog's life. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. So, no, I'm not moving to Canada. Come to America. How about that? Let's come to America. I appreciate you always tuning in. You always have a good comment that cracks me up. Someone said, unfortunately, it's going to take a real and hard change to stop these criminals from getting out, and it's really unfortunate that it's probably not going to happen in our lifetime. Also, I love your constant barrage of the Krasenstein brothers on X. Wow. Someone noticed. Let's go. Someone noticed. Okay, so I'm going to do a deep dive into this in a future episode. I'm just figuring out how to do it legally because they seem like the fucking type to sue. You can tell. But I don't even have to say this part allegedly because they did this. The Krasenstein brothers used to own a website, 17onlygirls.com. They used to own it. They used to own a website brokerage, and that was one of the websites they owned, or your website domain brokerage and parking service, and that's one of the websites they own. Why would you own that website if, you know, you're not into promoting that, or you're like, why would you buy that? So the Krasenstein brothers, every single time they tweet, I comment under it, why did you and your brother own child porn websites? Every single tweet, I fucking go at them with it. And any one of my viewers who are still listening, do the same. Under put their post notifications on. They're all retarded tweets. But every time, it doesn't matter what they tweet about. Every single tweet they ever put out, put under it, why did you and your brother own child porn websites? Let's get this train rolling. Like, I'm doing it. Let's get some more people on this train. We cannot stop harassing people who are fucking basically pedophiles. Like, that's pedophilia. I mean, I might have to say allegedly there because I don't want to get fucking sued by these disgusting freaks, but yeah, they owned a child porn website. That's not alleged. That's real. Anyone can look that up. Ed and Brian Krasenstein owned 17onlygirls.com. They are fucking disgusting freaks. Let's see. That's all the comments we have on Spotify. Let me see if there's like any replies I missed or anything. No, that seems to be it. Let's go over to YouTube, read our comments from there. One moment. See if we got anything on YouTube. I think we might have got a couple. America. Let's see. Comments. Why the fuck is it not showing me my comments? What's going on? It's not showing me the comments on YouTube for some reason. Give me 1 sec. Let me try and fix this. What's going on? Okay. Someone said, keep preaching the truth. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. One of our supporters. Someone said, great episode as well. As always, quick question on religion and what your views on the dinosaurs and other prehistoric events. My little brother brought it up, and it has me thinking if they can go both hand in hand. I couldn't find anything in the Bible or online about it. Are you asking if I think dinosaurs are real? Yeah, probably. I'm not like a denier of dinosaurs. I do think they are real, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, I don't think dinosaurs are necessarily fake. I'm not a believer that they looked exactly how like they portray them in movies, though. And one of the things that gets me there is like if you look at the X-ray of a beaver tail, like if beavers were an extinct thing and all we had was their bones, we would reconstruct them in a completely different way. We would say that it looked completely different than it did. Because the beaver tail, what it looks like in real life, and what the actual x-ray looks like, it's like very different things. Same thing with like a hippopotamus. There are a lot of things where it's like you look at the skull, you look at the like an x-ray of it, and it's so different from what the animal actually looks like. So, you know, there's a chance like dinosaurs were big furry fucking things. There's a chance they looked like all different type. Like we don't know for sure. And maybe they do, and I'm just behind on that science. You know, dinosaurs aren't my fucking specialty. I'm not an autist. I feel like that's like an autistic thing to be like obsessed with dinosaurs. Not to be like crazy offensive to autistic.
It is
people,
conservative.
You guys get what I'm saying. We're gonna check our other comments here. Someone said, to my Nick reaction, in quotes, but he is clearly part of the campaign to discredit non-crazy right voices. Tucker to Candace. Nick ends up looking sane and Tucker Candace look crazy. Yep, happens time and time again. Thank you for commenting. Someone said, W show, hello AU. Let's go. How you doing? I appreciate you tuning in. That's all the comments we do have for the day. That's the entire show for the day. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm just closing out my tabs there. This has been America Unfiltered, I think episode... What is it, 138 now? Let's go. Guys, we are rolling today. We are rolling. We are rocking. We had a good episode. We had a fun episode. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the show. We'll read the comments tomorrow at the end of the show. Please remember to also rate the show 5 stars on Spotify and remember to subscribe on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys do have a blessed day, a blessed night, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday. Thank you.